Record. Good morning. I'm Mark Allen from Gaper. I'm talking to Andriy from Plai. Good morning or good evening, Andriy. How you doing?
Good morning. Doing great. Thank you.
Yeah, it's morning here in San Francisco and nighttime in Ukraine. So why don't we start with? Can you just give me a brief introduction about your background and your work experience?
Yeah, sure. First of all, thanks for inviting to the podcast. I'm Andrew from Kiev, Ukraine. I started as an engineer, as an Android developer, and worked a couple of years as an Android and iOS developer. And then I founded my own design and development studio, UpTech. Grew it in 4 years to over 60 people. And last year in summer, I started working on a new startup. It's called Plai, a people and performance management tool simplified for SMB.
Oh, very good. Very ambitious. And what was the name of your first startup?
UpTech.
UpTech, were they acquired? Are they still in business?
It's still a business. It's more as a software service agency rather than startup.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, very good. So what has been your experience with remote employment, both as an employer and as an employee?
Yeah, I like remote. I like remote work a lot. And to be honest, I think almost all my work experience since I started working was with remote almost from day one. I started as a software engineer, and almost all my clients that I worked with before UpTech or during working in all my companies, been with California, Europe clients, or somewhere from Asia. And I've been working remote very early. And I really like that it allows me to connect with almost any company in the world. And it gave me opportunity to work for such brands like Dollar Shave Club or Aspiration.com, or just small startups that are just starting like Yaza, but have the potential to grow into something big and change the way we communicate, for example.
So what are your experiences or takeaways from these types of experiences?
Well, to be honest, it's a bit hard. It's a bit hard, and I need to shift my own schedule from to the evening part, like now. I start usually my working hours from around 11, 12, and not like 8, 10. But I also stay longer to like 8, 9 p.m. in the evening.
Ah, interesting. And you have a family?
Well, I have a girlfriend. We live together, but not married, not kids.
Okay, it makes it a little bit easier.
yeah, definitely. That's true.
So,
But also,
I was gonna say I'm on the other end. My kids are closer to your age.
Oh, I see. Yeah, that must be nice.
It is nice, yeah. They're both graduated from college. They have good jobs and degrees and all that. They're responsible citizens. It's always nice.
Oh yeah, that must be very pleasant. Congrats
Well,
on
thank you.
growing up.
So what do you, in your opinion, what is the future of remote employment? And is there anything you think needs to be done different to make it more effective?
Yeah, definitely. I think, like from my experience, even though remote is great, it is also a challenging, especially for the younger team. In order to work remote effectively, from my experience, you need to have some experience, both in order to organize the processes in the company, so that you know where is the necessary information, so that all the team members write logs of the meetings, so that when other team members wake up in different time zones, they can access and understand what was done while they were away and asleep. And it's quite a challenge for the young teams. And I think, especially in the beginning of the project, when you just need to get to know each other in order to work effectively later, it is very crucial to spend some time, like through these video calls, in order to understand each other, or preferably to meet somewhere in the location for a couple of weeks, in order to be able to set up the necessary level of trust and psychological safety, so that the team can work effectively later. So I think what needs to be done differently, even though I do like remote work, I think that it should not be like remote first or remote only. I don't believe in remote only work. I believe in the healthy combination of when it is okay working remotely. Most of the time, it's okay to work remotely. But in some cases, like in the beginning of the project or for younger team, to start on site for a couple of weeks and then move remotely when the team has the experience and the know-how to proceed.
Yeah, that makes sense. And I assume you use products like Zoom and Slack and things like that?
Yeah, Zoom, Hangouts, our favorite ones, like Mirror for real-time prototyping and whiteboarding,
Hmm.
Figma for real-time design editing, so that different designers in different time zones, together with our client, can collaborate on the same prototype right during the call, like this one, and make changes and present the results and agree on the concepts.
And do you think
So,
those tools are adequate, or do you think there could be improvements to them?
like Figma is superb. I like it a lot. Slack is also okay, a bit distracting, but it does the job. However, I don't know why, but Mirror for like online whiteboarding does a pretty good job. But me personally, I feel like uh, yet there is an opportunity to develop some software to make whiteboard prototyping better, because it doesn't feel the same level of the idea brainstorm, and doesn't feel the same how many ideas are born, and what is the quality of this idea when we use when we do brainstorming remote through tools like Miro, compared to when we do them with just a pen on paper in the office
Hmm.
or with the marker on the whiteboard. So I think here there is still an opportunity
Hmm.
to develop something. Maybe it would be a VR or AR.
Hmm.
I don't know.
Well, you're an entrepreneur. Maybe there's another good idea for you. So, what's the story behind your startup, and what's the journey been like? And you can talk about both startups if you want.
I'll start from the later one. So the idea for Plai was born when I was actually working in my previous company, UpTech, and when we grew to about I think 40 people, we used to manage like most of the internal processes in Notion, Trello, or a combination of different spreadsheets and Google Docs. And when we wanted to move to something more professional to streamline our processes and waste less time on the admin work, we understood that there is no good solution for companies like us. For small and medium-sized businesses, the performance management tools were mostly either like too old or too expensive and actually focus on the enterprise. It's understandable because in the enterprise there is the most money, but that doesn't mean there is no enough opportunity in the SMB market as well. And we decided to go for this segment of the market and build a simplified performance management tool that obviously doesn't have all the features of the enterprise level software, but which companies like us don't need.
Mm-hmm.
We did some validation, launched a website, and before building anything, collected 500 early signups, and understood, okay, there is a potential here. Built quickly an MVP, launched it in autumn last year, and since then been growing organically through our blog and website. Went to the YC interview and interviewed for the winter batch 2020, but unfortunately we weren't invited. But still continue working at this time and continue bootstrapping. Right now we have 4 paying customers and 100, 1,100 MRR,
Oh,
and
very nice.
a couple of more projects in the pipeline.
So it sounds like you actually, having experience using remote workers, you built a tool to make it more efficient for companies like yourself. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's especially important. Our tool is especially useful and brings even more value to the remote teams than to the co-located on-site teams. We help teams align on the same goals. We use the OKR methodology to share feedback easier and faster, to share appreciations and recognitions with each other, and conduct an effective performance reviews.
Mm-hmm.
And some of this can be easily done when you are co-located like face to face during the
Mm-hmm.
coffee meetings or just in the corridor. But unfortunately, remote teams lack this opportunity for like on the spot conversations.
Mm-hmm.
And tools like Plai help them put it into the process so that they know where to go in order to request for the feedback, or where to go to check what is our team or our department or our company objectives for this month, what they were last quarter, what was the progress, and so on.
Oh, very good. So how did you incorporate the idea of remote at your company, from the beginning, as opposed to like last time? I think you kind of learned it on the fly, right?
Yeah. Well, at UpTech, before we had the flexible schedule
Mm-hmm.
and flexible workplace rule so that anyone could work anywhere, like any day. We didn't require almost any meetings except for some company-wide meetings. And we had just super simple, we organized it super simple. Every morning, Slack bot writes a message, and whoever works remotely writes like where they would work and during which time. Like first part of the day remote, or like second part of the day remote, or the whole day remote.
Mm-hmm.
So that when I want to check in with someone or to ask someone, I go to first to this channel, check out where they're working, and then I either come to them if they're in the office, or just think with them in Slack if they're working remotely.
Interesting.
And and it's been really easy and useful for us to give the freedom of working wherever it is most suitable, and allowed us to like giving this flexibility, attract the best talent who are like who want to have freedom and control over where they work and not to be forced to go somewhere every day.
But do you, as an example, do you require that they work a basic Monday to Friday schedule, or is it wide open?
It's wide open. We like recommend, like the only rule we have: think with your team about what matters for them.
Okay.
So it's everyone's responsibility to come to the meetings that are important for this particular team. Some have dailies right in the morning, some have dailies in the evenings, some have client meetings during different days. So just get the work done and attend whatever meetings are necessary to get the project done. And other than that, you're free to work whenever you want and from wherever you work. So
That's
some
cool.
choose to work like take a day off on Monday and work on Sunday. Like whatever works for you, for us, and whatever works for you, for us, it really doesn't matter. Just get the work done.
Yeah, because I mean, the one issue I could possibly see with that is collaboration. If I'm waiting on you for something and you've taken the day off, but it sounds like they self-police themselves. Is that correct?
Yeah. It's your responsibility to make sure you don't block anyone, and before like taking any of this like on the spot day off. I think almost all team members think first whether someone needs from them something and whether they don't block anyone, and then if not, they're good to go.
Wow, that's cool. I wish you luck. That, because that's so foreign to so many people. You know what I mean? So many companies, they're so structured, and apparently it's working. How many employees do you have?
Well, in tech, we have 60 employees, and in Plai, we're just 4 right now.
Okay.
And at Plai, we're just starting, and we are almost always co-located. Right
Yeah,
now, we haven't incorporated remote work at Plai, but I'm sure that when we grew to at least 10 people, we'll start.
it's coming. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, great. So there are companies like Gaper that help develop, build, and scale products, especially for startups like yourself. How important do you think that is? These setups are in the startup world, especially for founders like yourself looking to hire good quality employees quickly.
I think they are like essential in nowadays world, where whether you live in California where the talent is scarce, or you live somewhere else in another part of the world where there is just no enough engineers, that like before that would prevent you from actually starting your company or building your idea. But now using the services like Draper, it allows you to build the world-class team from almost anywhere in the world. and like the location doesn't become a restriction anymore. And it becomes especially important during the events like now of the
Hmm.
coronavirus
Yeah.
spreading. And even when you live close to each other, you prefer not to meet
Yeah.
face to
True.
face. So the experience and having the processes in place of the team working remotely uh, is one of the essential skills, I think, that would make any team stronger
Yeah.
in the future.
Great. Yeah, I hear there's a lot of technical people in Italy looking for remote work right now.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure.
And it's funny too, living in Silicon Valley, it's really a challenge in Silicon Valley because there's so much competition for good engineers.
Yeah,
Um,
that's true.
yeah, I
That's
mean, I
true.
don't know, what's the job market like in Kiev?
It's definitely less scarce than in California. I travel back and forth quite often,
Hmm.
but it's coming. To be honest, it's coming as well. Even though our like tech universities are pretty strong and produce several thousand of new software developers every year.
Hmm.
Thanks to the remote work, most of them are able to find the good jobs both in Ukraine or anywhere in the world through Draper and through other services. And it becomes harder and harder to find and hire good,
Hmm.
skilled people. And we have no choice but to offer them flexible schedule and a
Yeah.
lot of other perks and great projects and nice culture to be able to attract them
Yeah. Well,
to come
yeah, it's
to
funny.
work.
It used to be software as a service. I think it's becoming software development as a service is becoming more and more common these days. So
Yeah, definitely.
yeah. So well, hey, this was great. Do you have any questions for me?
Uh, is there anything we can help Graper?
I think just get word of mouth. You know, we find the best software development talent, you know, and technical talent in the world, and then we offer them to startups. So if you know other startups that are looking to hire, when you're looking to expand, just keep us in mind.
Okay, sure, definitely. I do have quite a lot of um, good software engineers. I would definitely recommend them check out Graper and help them find their dream project and dream team to work with.
Okay, sounds good. Well, thank you very much, and I hope
Thank
you
you
have
very much.
a good night.
You too.
All right, signing off. Bye.